Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Willow Clinical Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about why do people lie and how we as providers address lying in our sessions. So, first question, why do people lie? I
Well,
would like to
one of the ways I think about lying is really trying to differentiate between someone who may compulsively lie versus somebody who might impulsively lie. And when we're thinking about like that compulsive, like if somebody feels compelled to lie, it's usually an attempt at really either avoiding some negative consequence or some negative feeling. Whereas impulsive lying is more kind of in the moment reactions to something they're having that doesn't require a whole lot of thought. So that's kind of the first place where I start to investigate the reasons behind why someone might lie about something.
Yeah, I think I've always kind of had the lens of like lying is in some way, shape, or form like protective. Like there's something you want to protect, whether it's your self-image, whether it's another person's feelings, whether it's maybe the you don't want to get in trouble, but in some way it's protective why people lie.
Yeah. Along with that, I think I often think of it as an attachment. I want to stay good. Like, why do children lie? Think about like a younger part. Like, if I'm working with an older client and they're struggling with it, whether it's with themselves or a partner or their child, trying to understand where it's coming from and from an attachment lens, wanting to stay good with that primary caregiver. What's going to keep us connected? And so, as an adult, as the parent, as the person in the relationship with the person lying, that can seem really counterintuitive. No, that's not going to help our relationship if you lie. But trying to understand the perspective, I work with clients and trying to understand the perspective of the person lying, whether it's their child, their partner, a friend, or somebody else.
Following that, when I think of lying, I often think of individuals who hadn't modeled for them that you can mess up, tell me the truth. You might still be in trouble, but it'll be a lot less if you're honest with me and I can help you and coach you through it. When I think about parenting, being present for kids, it's hard to hear if your kids mess up or if someone else is making a mistake. But it's one of the greatest gifts we can give is when we're present, we don't shame them, we don't guilt them. They don't have to learn to lie to keep themselves safe and protect themselves.
And on that, it's typically learned in childhood, right? To not get in trouble. It's easier to hide it and to please. And it can, as Darius mentioned, become compulsive and habitual, where a person doesn't even think about it. It becomes so natural, and they might lie and not even about nothing that has any significance, right? And they might not even realize it, or the exaggeration occurs to make themselves look better, or it's all about impression management.
So, for our second question, how do we as providers address lying in our sessions?
It becomes really important to really directly face it. Sometimes, people don't know that they're lying. Other times people do know and they don't want to share. And so sometimes it takes some time for people to really kind of come to accept the fact that there's a part of them that is trying to manage their relationship or manage their self-image, or kind of, it might be related to their own sense of self-worth. But whatever that is, the first step that really I try to do is to help them to see it, right? We can't fix anything if we don't see it first.
Mm-hmm. We have a check-in sheet that we use at the start of each session, and it gives multiple options to share that they're withholding something, or that there is something that needs to be shared. And I will literally ask, are there any secrets that you're holding, or any little lies that you haven't revealed this would be a place to share it? And as Darius mentioned, naming it directly. And so I can only help you if you're honest. We are not human polygraphers, right? We cannot tell when somebody is lying, especially if it's something that they have been doing their whole life. And the first thing I suggest, once they're acknowledging that they are lying, is to catch themselves as soon as they realize that they are telling a lie. So as soon as they realize they might be in the middle of the sentence to stop talking, and they may tell the person, actually, what really happened was this, or I didn't have tacos for lunch, I had pizza for lunch, or whatever the thing was, to correct it, or to go back maybe later that day and say, hey, I know I shared this, but this is actually what happened, right? So to try to correct it and catch it as soon as it happens. But the constant checking in about it and us making a safe place, to be honest, is absolutely an important step. And if we're not asking the question, it's likely not going to be shared.
Yeah, I guess to piggyback off of that, I definitely approach it similarly. And I think like once the client is aware that they're lying, I really like to talk about what's kind of your relationship to lying? When's kind of the first memory you have of lying and what did you kind of use it for? And really like explore like why lying has been such a comfort or like tool that this person has used. And then also kind of ask those questions and also even to check in like if they were lying to me a lot as their therapist, like was there anything that I could do to help you to feel safer in here? And similarly, I tell them like, hey, in life, if you lie, right, you can be like, hold on, I just lied. I was like, I think people will actually be more forgiving of that than if you hold on to the lie for long.
Yeah, I think another tool that I use is, or suggest that clients use outside of therapy with their partner, with their friend, is this checkout called Fanos. I know a lot of us here use it, but it helps clients practice how can I acknowledge multiple things at once. So the F standing for feeling, hey, I feel really disappointed in myself. I wasn't being honest. And I wanted to let you know. So that would be an example. And then being able to hold that with the A, an appreciation. I can acknowledge something I did that wasn't truthful, and now I can appreciate something about you, the person that I'm checking in with. And now I can go to shifting to the N part of Fanos, a need that I have, and now transitioning to the O, an ownership piece that I can take. Hey, I acknowledge I was feeling disappointed in myself. I need to own that. Like, I need to keep my lane clean and be honest with you. And then move to the S place, which is sobriety, or if I'm working with a betrayed partner, something that they're doing in their healing journey. So I notice I'm dealing with stress and I might be lying more than I would like to be doing. And I'm trying to work on different ways to cope with that. But I offer that as a tool for clients to understand that they can hold multiple things to be true at once. I can be disappointed in myself for not being honest. I can take ownership of it. I can be a person grounded in my body and having an appreciation for the person that I'm with, as well as being somebody who has needs. So I think that can be really helpful for clients that get sucked into a younger part with lying and stay grounded in their adult self.
A little pivot, but working primarily with partners who are experiencing the lying as they're receiving it, so often for them just increasing their own sense of compassion, empathy, whatever is possible in that moment. They are experiencing the trauma symptoms as well, but when someone lies, just understanding these things, what's going on for them, they're feeling so scared. They're usually their younger 12-year-old selves, and they're not their 47-year-old selves there. So just helping understand that kind of comes up too.
All right, well, thank you everybody for your reflections today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and have a good day.